Cool. Well, um, Cameron will probably be joining us here momentarily, and we're not rushing into immediate danger. Yeah, it is getting late. You know, the sun's beginning to set, and you guys do make it back with Holly and David. You know, a little bit worse for wear mentally, um, back to Holly's cabin for the evening.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, I guess we'll get settled in for the evening. Hopefully, get Holly calmed down, and get, I think Wyatt, as soon as he gets back, is probably going to. Uh, you said there is running water at this cabin, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's like
Okay.
connected to a well, like reservoir type
And
situation.
All right. He's
I'll
gonna.
start up the generator and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's gonna take a cold shower and get all the blood off him that he can and get changed. Is what he's gonna do.
So Jason's going to throw on one of the like 5 sets of clothes he brought.
Yeah, yeah, knowing full well what might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially after we got the like not tip, but the newspaper article and everything. He packed a couple extras.
Mhm.
And he keeps an extra one in his car anyway, just in case. He reloads his the Magnum revolver from a box of shells that's in his glove compartment.
Mhm.
Um, and what he'll do is he'll actually bring in some firewood, like enough firewood to last the night, basically, um, in case they need like a fire or whatever.
Hmm.
Like basically just trying to like
Yeah.
do the general provision type thing of like we're stocking up to kind of like not necessarily defend this cabin, but probably defend this cabin.
Mhm.
So
Hannah, for her part, is like gathered around both Holly and David, kind of like just protective mode engaged.
Hmm.
at some point, I'm gonna try to grab David and Wyatt alone, or sorry, David and Jeff alone. If like Wyatt's in the shower and stuff, and like if all
Mhm.
the other boys are in the boys' room for a minute, I'll be like, hey guys, is there like some sort of like I don't know protective circle or something you could put down? Like I know we have it back at the farm, but like, is there something that we could do like here temporarily for the night maybe?
You're asking me, or I'm in the shower right now, right?
No, yeah. I'm asking Jeff and David.
Okay, cool.
Mostly David, probably, since he has like the D&D monster manual and everything. Um,
Yeah, I think we could all probably set up a protective ward.
like, what do you need me to do? Do you need me to like dig a circle around the house, or like, do I need salt? Like, what? Like, we won't obviously want to do it without Holly noticing. So I can do most of it if you guys want to actually do the magic bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll need to consult some of my books to like get some exact stuff that we'll need to do.
If you and Jeff want to like, yeah, look at that. Maybe you can like look at your books, talk about the game, and then if you snag me, I'm gonna make some food. But if you snag me and tell me what needs to be done, I'll go do it.
Cool. So,
Keep me posted.
David, you're looking through your D&D books. It sounds like you want to set up a protective ward of this cabin for the evening.
Yeah.
Um, what creatures are you trying to ward against?
Faye.
Faye. Excellent. Cool. So you know, like a circle of salt would have prevented spirits from coming through, according to um, the D&D stuff that you look through. You know, like Hannah's wards at the barn are specifically targeting against demons with her divine energy. For Faye, um, you know that.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back, Cameron. Uh, for Faye, you know that cold iron, a ring of cold iron, will keep Faye out. Beyond that, is there any particular type of Fae that you might want to do a little bit more research in to try to keep from coming here?
So at this point, they've probably informed me of all the research.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's part of me that wants to do unicorns.
Okay.
Because of the horse stuff, but the other part is elves.
Yeah. Cool.
Because they're the ones that can ride them. So I think elves.
Elves. Okay, cool.
And
So
I will bring up that this was a person who doesn't seem to be of elven heritage with a picture of a horse, and that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, so I'll give you the three options, and like you'll need to scramble, and you might not have the stuff you need to do any of them. But here are your options. If you want to ward against just Fey in general, a circle of cold iron needs to be constructed around the cabin. What that might look like, I don't know if there are fireplace tools or if you can quickly build a wrought iron fence or something, or throw some pots around. Like, it might take some work, but cold iron for Fey. For the unicorn in particular, it is said that unicorns have silver blood, and in some of the more esoteric versions of the monster manual, some early editions, it is said like their blood was silver to represent their inherent weakness for it. So like rings of silver could ward off against a unicorn in particular, and against elves. Their thing, like elves, and you probably know this just from your heritage, David, are creatures of magic and mystical power. So a ring of pure magic, like a strong weird roll mystical spell, could probably prevent elves from coming on premises.
Yeah, so I doubt we have any cold iron on the premises.
Yeah, you need like a bunch of nails or something, or iron filings, or
It's a cabin.
Yeah, it does make a good point.
Apart.
Yeah.
Just pull all the nails out.
Yeah. I grab a toolbox, get some nails. Yeah.
There's not enough nails in this entire cabin to surround the cabin and nails.
Well, the nails aren't going to be pure iron. Like you need cold
You need
iron.
cold iron.
You're not gonna. You don't want steel. Steel's not going to do it. So I think we'll not worry about that and do the magical protective ward against elves.
Okay.
Well, do we have any iron? Like we have like maybe some like a fire poker or something?
Yeah, you do. There's stuff for the fireplace. There's that fire pit, which has like some iron, like iron trellis type deal. Yeah, to hold the firewood. Additionally, you do have like wrought iron, or like what is it called? Like cast iron gillets and pans and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there is. It'd be a stretch to make a ring of it, but like you do have.
Wrap it around a room.
Well,
yeah,
even that might
be easier. That could be easier.
I was thinking of something along the lines of honestly just like burying like the fire poker in front of the door as like a trying to ward the door itself, so like they can't come through the door.
Yeah. I mean, there's no, with all of these, like there's no guarantee of success, but like that's an option for sure. Yeah.
But Jason throws it out there. We could bury the fire poker. We could try to.
Also, like I think we can do the bigger magical ward around the house, possibly, and then save like the cold iron one for a room.
Okay. Just put a cold iron one around David.
Or just me wherever I'm standing.
Sure.
I mean, we could take the fireplace tools. I'm sure your werewolf strength, you could bend them into a circle and then just create a little circle for David.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I do is I kind of discreetly take the fireplace tools, maybe like a pot or pan or a couple of things. I like take them all together.
Cast iron skillets.
Yeah, and I basically like wrap them around each other to where they are invariably like linked into a side of like basically a hula hoop of iron, and then I'm gonna place that somewhere and like probably put a blanket over it.
Cool. So based on your werewolf strength, I won't have you roll me a tough roll for the bending and manipulation. I think that's fair to say. You can probably do that in the mythology we have. I will, however, have you roll me a weird roll just for like the mystical warding power that you're trying to create, to see how it goes.
Okay. And I guess like I will probably, if it helps, for this, I I know that I am effectively not repelled by, but extra harmed by silver. Which David using a silver knife while I was a werewolf probably was one of the reasons why I decimated that
Yeah.
that thing.
That fight or
Um,
flight mechanism
a
triggering.
little bit, yeah. It was like a little bit extra because that could really hurt. Um, and so uh, and so I kind of believe in it, I guess. And so it's not necessarily like magic, but like maybe it has some like intention kind of matters to
Yeah.
where I definitely believe that by forming this ring, it will have some effect.
Excellent. Cool. 11, which is a success, which is good. On a mixed success, Holly would have been really confused why we were taking all the pots and pans out of the kitchen and moving them into a new room. But
Right.
with an 11, so like she seems so in her head, and Hannah's there kind of chatting with her that she totally misses that. And again, you have no way to know for sure, but your best guess would be that you have a pretty solid ward against phase coming inside that circle. Fate creature. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, David, you had made mention of maybe doing a magical barrier around the whole house to protect against elves. I think he might be AFK.
Yeah, I think he is.
Hannah is cool to help out with that if that is something that the group wants to have happen as well.
Yeah, I figured that between the two of you, you could come up with some sort of magical something to keep David safe, or at least, hopefully keep him from leaving the house at the very least.
Yeah, so Hannah will like say a prayer,
Say a
asking
little
for
prayer
God's
for you.
asking God's protection against the evils of elves. She kind of said like quizzically.
Mhm.
And here's a help
Fucking
out roll
elves.
to help David. Yeah. So David can take his weird roll when he gets back at a +2.
Sounds good to me. Damn, dude. Good roll.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, when she does that, like she has to kind of leave Holly.
I will
Yeah.
trade out with her, I think.
Cool. Yeah.
So I will like just start talking to Holly about, I don't know, Holly things like so how long you been coming here? Like what's going on? Like how you really like horses? Like
Well, yeah.
sorry about that. That was really scary, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know
Uh,
what got them so spooked. Maybe it was the wolves, like you said.
yeah, I thought I heard them. It's so sad seeing what happened to them. No, I mean not. I get you had to do what you had to do, but seeing the ones before.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It was
Wow.
not fun. Not a good time. So, but I'm glad you're okay. So, do you want some food? Do you want something to eat?
Um, I don't have much of an appetite, but maybe yeah, sure. That.
Do you want
That'd be
like
great.
hot chocolate or something?
Yeah, no, that sounds really nice. Thank you. That's very kind.
Yeah. He goes into full uh like host mode of like if you're eating something you can't be possibly feeling bad.
Yeah, for sure.
And so he does up uh he probably makes breakfast for dinner
Hmm.
and just does a bunch of scrambled eggs and toast and bacon and anything else he can cook.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah. Jeff, what
Pancakes.
about you? While people are doing the preparation, anything on your mind? Anything you would like to get done?
Yeah. Honestly, I'd like to just, if David's not doing too much or taking a break, I'd like to just try to have him sit in the circle and play Warhammer with him and just keep him calm.
Sweet. Yeah. the way it'll be is like David would need to be inside the circle, and the Warhammer game would need to be like well outside because it's not that big of a circle. But
Right.
yeah, you guys could definitely make that work. David or Nathan, are you back at this point?
Guess
He
not.
is. Okay.
Well, let me talk about why it's doing that. We'll wait for Nate.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. All right. So, Wyatt gets out of the shower, gives himself the old toothbrushing because there might be kissing later. You never know. And he will sort of haphazardly work his way into the the plan making about halfway through, as everybody was kind of chatting while he was getting showered. He will help Jason collect the pots and pans. And all that sort of stuff. And once all that stuff's set up, he's gonna crack a beer and put his feet up and sit on the couch.
Nice.
Jason's also gonna crack a beer.
Excellent. Yeah.
So
So
hand one to Holly as well, along with the hot chocolate.
excellent. Yeah. So she puts down the hot chocolate and starts like slamming that beer down. Like,
Yeah.
you get the impression like this isn't her normal deal, but like she's had a day and she's like, you know what? Hannah's not here. Fuck it.
No.
Excellent.
Yeah, Jason while he's cooking will be happy to shotgun a beer with her.
No, well, I don't think she's going crazy. I think she's just like, I need a drink to forget. I don't need dreams of dead horses, right? But
Right.
yeah, she'll continue to drink with you, but she's not going crazy.
For sure.
She's still got to be on her best behavior for David. But yeah, I'll say while we wait for David, you were asking her some questions. So she does tell you, like, her dad built this cabin in 1980s, and they've been coming here, every summer since it was built.
You said your dad, you couldn't make it this year?
Well, yeah, with the move, he was busy moving us all to Brownstown.
It's you and your mom and him, or?
Yeah, I'm an only kid.
Me too.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, he's we're all pretty conservative, all very Christian. He does something with law. I know he was practicing attorney in St. Charles.
Like a
I don't
prosecutor
quite
or something?
know.
Yeah.
I don't quite know why he left to come to Brownstown. I know it's for work, but what he's doing here, I don't really understand or hasn't been shared. But
It's pretty cool. You said you play the flute, and you're gonna go out for the band. That's really cool.
yeah, I've been playing ever since I was a little girl. I mean, not to brag, but I think I'm pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess still, she's kind of warming up. She's a little tipsy and had some hot chocolate, so some of her dark thoughts have receded.
Yeah, Jason's just trying to get her to talk and not necessarily think about it too much.
Yeah, so I think at this point she will answer because I did some rolls for her and she had noted some things. So she will make mention of like, cool. So David was saying that you guys have an after-school club that you're all a part of. That's pretty cool. Like underclassmen, upperclassmen, all hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, David. Like I've known David for several years now because we've both been members of the Taekwondo dojo, and he asked me to come hang out in this club, and it's been pretty fun.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So like, what do you guys do at this club?
Yeah, like I said, we've played some, D&D, and we've gone and like visited different places. Like we went to a church over in, I forget which town it was now, but it was
Vandalia.
St. Louis.
in Vandalia.
Oh yeah, we went to
Okay.
St. Louis. Yeah, it was St. Louis when we went to that church.
Yeah, we went to St. Louis and we went to a cathedral. Yeah, we went and saw the cathedral
Oh,
in
I love
St.
St.
Louis.
Louis.
Yeah,
There a lot.
we've been to like a couple museums. We've like learned about like ancient folklore and stuff. Like we heard, like, we've definitely read some things about like how ancient peoples like thought they could, raise zombies or whatnot, and he,
Whoa.
he wholly just starts like listing the things they've dealt with,
Yeah,
but like in a mundane way.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
Um,
supernatural spookiness. It's a fun.
yeah,
hobby.
yeah, it's a hobby. It's like
Yeah.
looking into stuff.
Cool. So
And
you guys all really like living in Brownstown? Like I was a little worried. It's a lot smaller than St. Charles.
I mean, I'll be
No,
honest, I'd
Brownstown
be
sucks, but
pretty
you
excited
know,
to leave Brownstown.
it's our home.
But it is where we're from,
Yeah.
and
So,
it's where my family is.
is this like the conversation in the living room or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Wyatt will agree with that.
And so, I mean, you don't really get to choose where your parents live, so
We
Yeah.
can
No.
agree.
Yeah.
But there are certainly charms to the little town. That is for sure. And there are some wonderful people that live there. He says as he gives Jason a pat on the shoulder. And
Yeah, I mean, I
is Hannah
feel-
in the room, or where is she?
No, she's out trying to do magic with David once he's back.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So he'll just pat Jason on the shoulder.
yeah, we're vamping for them to be able to do their magic rolls.
Yep.
But no, I mean, ultimately, Jason will be like, so I'm not gonna lie, I would love to go to a big college. I'd love to go someplace else, but also, Brownstown is special. Like, the people of Brownstown are solid people. They're just trying to live their lives, and they haven't always had it easy. And there's always things wrong in the world, and you gotta do your best to make them better.
Yeah. I mean, your guys are going into your senior year like Hannah, right? So this is kind of a big. This might be it. I
Wyatt
don't
and I
mean to
are,
be like
yeah.
a downer, but
Yeah.
No, that's totally fine. It's been on our minds too. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, for sure,
So,
sure.
You're not surprising us with anything, but thank you for saying so, Holly.
All right, sorry, that took longer than I thought.
no worries, man. We were
Or peeing.
We're chewing
Yeah.
on some scenery.
Yeah.
exactly yeah. A lot of yes
No,
and.
lot of yes
David,
and.
so you and Hannah, while Holly's in the kitchen drinking a beer and hanging out with
What?
Wyatt and Jason, you're out with Hannah in the front yard preparing to do a magic circle of protection to ward the place against elves.
I believe Jeff is also with us inside.
Yeah, I'm there.
You're
He was
going
having
to
a beer with us.
to do a weird roll for me, but Hannah is helping you, and she got an advanced success, so you will take a +2 forward on this weird roll.
Okay, and I'm just doing a weird roll.
Yep, and it's to see the strength of.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Excellent.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'll say the same thing. So like with a 12, I mean Holly's been pretty well taken care of, so you can do the magic without her noticing. Additionally, like I said to Jason, you can't be sure how well this will work precisely, but you are pretty confident, if your information is correct, that you have successfully warded the entire cabin from having elves enter the premise.
All right. Now, so I, at least from my art perspective, RP guys have been playing it pretty cool. Is that something that we think is like right, or should I be doing a cool roll for them?
As far as how do you mean playing it cool and what?
Like I'm not freaking out. I'm like.
No, I think you are. You did your sharp roll. You feel like you're being watched. Like these things are true. Thus far, beyond that feeling, nothing else has happened. So I think you're totally in control of how you feel about that and how you react to that.
All right.
Sounds good.
Cool. So I know Jeff wanted to hit you up for some Warhammer inside your iron ring.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, while they're doing the Warhammer, I'll try to find some time for a little bit of an alone little hangout with my girlfriend.
Hopefully Holly doesn't find it too nerdy and is like, oh no, I'm not interested in this dude anymore.
No, actually, Holly is actually kind of quite into it. Like, uh, the rules and stuff don't make sense, but like she's trying to be close to you. She thinks it's a little weird that you're in a ring of pots
Oh,
and pans, but
It's totally
she doesn't
part of
know
the
the
game.
rules.
This is
Yeah,
part of the game.
She doesn't
Yeah.
know the rules. Yeah. But like she thinks it's super cool. She's like, "Oh, did you paint this?" And like it for you, especially Jeff, but and David a little bit too. It could be a bit annoying because like you'll pick up the figures and like take a look at them, and you're like, "No, no, like, oh, you gained an inch. No, redo. Like you're out of range." You know.
Ah,
So I want to retroactively now change who I'm playing.
Okay.
I'm playing Iron Hands, and that's
Okay.
why I have the iron stuff around me.
Ah.
You're doing Imp Guard with Iron Hands allies. Right.
That sounds good.
You can do that in second ed, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. All right. So at this point, it sounds like we're kind of wrapping up the evening. People are gonna. Oh, sorry. A quiet time with your girlfriend, Wyatt. That's the first time I think you've referred to Hannah as such. That's meaningful. Yeah, you guys get
We'll
it.
remember that.
There's probably some smooching and stuff like that when people aren't looking. Obviously, Hannah's a good Christian girl, so the smooching is going to be kind of what happens tonight. um,
Yeah, I get that.
and yeah, so anyone have pressing business before the group kind of falls to bed? I think one thing that should be discussed is like we talked about watching David. I think that's a good idea. We might want to set up shifts, but other than that,
Yeah, like I think Jason will broach the topic kind of with Hannah's like, Hannah, do you want to take the first shift? I'll take the second shift.
I'm pretty sure Jeff is taking the first shift.
Jeff can take the
I
first
think
shift,
we
that's
could
fine.
probably. I think the boys could probably handle the shifts because we don't want to freak out Holly too much. That we're
leave her alone. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So
Well,
I think,
so it's either that or Jason was gonna say like, what if we had a slumber party and we just pulled the mattresses out into the main room of the cabin, and we were all there.
Holly and Hannah think that's a cool idea as well. They're up for it if that's what people want to do.
Sure.
sounds good to me.
And Jason's just like he kind of says it, but it's very clear. He's like, that way we'll all be together. Like,
This Warhammer game is going to take a while.
Yeah.
It's going to be
So
like,
you guys move the ring of iron into the living room along with the
Yep.
mattresses with David
Right.
stepping through and stuff.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, Jeff taking the first shift, which is pretty much like playing Warhammer.
Wyatt will take
Eventually,
the second shift.
taking the second. Cool. So
wait, who wins the game?
Roll off.
both of you roll plus cool because Warhammer's so cool.
so cool.
The orcs beat the Imperial Guards with Iron Hands allies, but it is a battle.
It's a close one.
Yeah, it is like 6-5, and it's like you win it in turn 5. Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa! Aha! See, next
Beautiful
time
protects.
gotta have more painted models.
Yeah. He's got you there. Cool. And everyone glosses over the fact that, maybe Jeff gained a few inches when Holly picked up his figures. That shooting attack that shouldn't have gone off was suddenly in range.
This
Cool.
one looks so strange.
Yeah. So yeah, eventually you kind of fall asleep. Someone is up at all times, but like you do want to make sure you all get rest, so like you're not exhausted
Yeah.
tomorrow, right? So David, you fall to sleep. It's a bit difficult to get to sleep because I think you've been playing it cool, but there is some worry there, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. There's definitely a bit of little anxiety.
Yeah. So that night, David, as you sleep, it starts out in a dream. You hear something in a dream that wakes you up, And the concerning bit is the dream carries over into the waking world, and what you are hearing in your dream, you are hearing in your head while you are awake. And looking around, someone is up. We can determine who that is in a second, but they don't seem to notice anything. Like they're a little surprised you woke up, but they're not hearing this stuff, and what you're hearing sounds like this. Sorry, technical difficulties.
So what's it saying?
um, that's so weird. Why is it not? Interesting. So yeah, that's sad. It broke.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, it's a you hear a haunting lullaby that only you can hear, and it's like soft humming, um, mixed with like whispers that like you can't quite make out.
Oh, I can hear that.
Oh, um, and
I'm hearing it.
Just can't make out the whispers.
oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah, and then you know, at some point during all of this, you do hear.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to fall asleep.
And the monster is going to do another move that you have already rolled the result for. And that move I am sending to chat now.
Oh.
On a 9, David,
God damn it.
you have immediately know where the monster is. You don't know exactly what it is. You don't picture it in your head. You feel a pull towards a location in the Macaulay Heritage Project, deep within the woods. You know this creature is there, and you feel a compulsion to find her.
Ooh. Ooh. Guys, I know where the monster is.
Who's awake?
Who wants to be awake? Anyone?
Which
I
watch was it? Is this like
dead
first
asleep.
watch, second watch?
Yeah, Jeff would have probably been asleep because the Warhammer game was kind of first. This was probably second or third, so I'll say probably between Wyatt and Jason, whoever wants to be there for it.
I'll be there.
Do it.
Hey, David, you okay?
I know where the creature is.
How?
I just know it's calling me.
Oh. Well, don't go. I'm gonna shake Jason awake.
He wakes up instantly and what's up?
David says he knows where the monster is. He says it's calling him.
That's what happened with the others.
Well, shall we?
I think we could find it and deal with it.
If needs must.
I'm feeling its pull. It's hard to resist.
I want to take Hannah, but I also want her to stay here with Holly.
I will sort of like sharply kick Jeff in the foot.
Jason puts his hand up to it, like his finger up to his lips. Just shh.
Oh.
Get your things. We're gonna go take care of this.
And Jeff just sits up fully clothed. He didn't do anything. He's just ready to go with shoes on.
Yeah, I think I also fell asleep with shoes on.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go
Well-
like lightly wake up Hannah and let her
Mhm.
know what we're doing.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna kind of like put my hand on her shoulder and like wake her up gently.
Yeah, she wakes up a little start like is something happened? Is David okay? Since that's her mission, but seeing David up awake here calms down a bit and kind of looks at you for explanation.
I'm gonna pull her in close for like a big hug and just whisper in her ear what's going on so that we can stay quiet. And also, he wants to hold her really close before he goes and fights a monster.
Yeah, and you
Um,
want her to stay here watching Holly.
keep her safe and protect the cabin in case something else is coming. Jason, Jeff, and I and David will go take care of the whatever it is, and we'll fall back to here if it's an issue. Um,
And
David also said it was deep within the woods, right? He knew where it was.
He knows exactly. Like
Yeah.
he couldn't draw a. It's one of those like he couldn't like draw a map, but as he walks, he just knows where to go. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's like the
Like-
Galapagos turtles. They just know
Yeah.
how to get home. Yeah.
Maggots in his head or something.
Yeah.
hmm
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And he will pull her in super tight and squeeze her super hard and kiss her on the cheek. Wish me luck.
Good luck, and make sure nothing happens to them, any of them. Well, I'm not there. I couldn't live with that. Come back, all of you.
He shakes his head yes, and I'll take care of him.
yeah, Jason mouths. He's like, "I'll bring David back."
Cool.
All right.
I'll be coming back. And I get my sword.
Nice.
I strap my my hunting knife to my belt along with the hatchet that we bought earlier. I grab a backpack and we throw some flares in there. The flashlights, some spare batteries because we got plenty. And I fill up
I
one of the
actu-
canteens.
Yeah, I actually give I give you my my revolver.
Magnum?
I give Wyatt my revolver. Yeah.
He
Um,
puts it through his belt in the back of his jeans.
Jason is very clear. Like he's not planning to shoot anything anymore after this.
Mhm. Yeah,
He's,
no witnesses this time. You can go.
Yep.
You could probably go wolf the
wolf.
whole way.
He has like his pajamas are tearaway, so like warm up joggers and everything, and so that's what he
Nice.
was wearing to begin with because he's planning on if he has to he's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, so you guys make your way out in the woods. It's night out, so yeah, it's by flashlight and such. Go ahead, everyone, as you're walking through this thick wood at night. If everyone could roll a tough roll for me, just to see how well they navigate.
How weenie are we?
Mhm.
Tough.
I will
right?
say, actually,
Even
Jason,
me.
Yeah.
Oh nope.
Jason will do something that he doesn't normally do, which is he will shapeshift into a wolf.
Gotcha. Cool.
Um,
David, even you.
I failed.
Cool.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so Jason, I'm gonna mitigate the results of this
Yeah.
for you because you are a wolf. That was the right call for this situation.
Yeah.
So like you wouldn't necessarily even need to make this roll. So for Wyatt, however, it's nothing too terrible, but like it is pretty thick bush. It's dark, so as you're walking, you just take one harm that's unmitigatable
Okay.
from just cuts and scratches and being whacked by branches and stuff like that.
Makes sense. to me.
As you get closer, in your wolf form, Jason,
Mhm.
you begin to smell the same smells that you noticed at the Soapweed Horse Ranch. And let me give you a bit of a description about where you're headed.
Nice. In my shapeshifter form, I do get a +1 to my natural senses.
Awesome.
Makes me wonder why this thing didn't affect Hannah.
Or
Uh,
the other chick.
I also like to think that I'm now like
I think
limping along. I'm loping along with
It makes me wonder why it doesn't affect Wyatt or Jason.
Hmm.
I'm loping along
Um,
with David, like I'm like his dog right now.
Yeah. So, you guys get to a secluded grove deep within the Macaulay Heritage Project. Here, the catalpas begin to mix with shagbark hickory and red oak. Most are nearly 80 feet tall, and all contribute to a dense forest canopy that robs what daylight would be here if it were day from the ground below, but it just makes the forest all that more darker at night. You see through your lantern light the secluded grove as an elliptical clearing, which over the years the surrounding forest has nearly reclaimed the stone foundations of some sort of pre-Columbian architecture that once existed here. And as you get here, like the smells that you smelled at the Horseweed Soap Branch, Jason, are ever present. Jason, you know that this is the place you needed to go to. This is where the monster is. Um, in the center of this grove lie the mangled remains of 4 dead human bodies that are near skeletons, their flesh mostly picked clean from their bones. One of them is quite small. At the far end of the pasture, flanking on either side of this clearing, you see 2 of those horses.
Ooh.
Same breed as the ones at the ranch, which have that same menacing look about their face, the same foaming ooze at the mouth. But then at the far end of this clearing, between them, for the first time, you all see the monster. And indeed, Waynilde, Maiden of the Pastures, is a unicorn. She appears as a Lipizan mare with taut, almost translucent skin stretched across her prominent skeleton. Her skin is white and mottled gray and sparkles as if made of gemstone when exposed to the light from your lanterns. She is almost entirely hairless, and where her mane and tail would otherwise be, her spinal column is exposed, dripping out of the bloody and infected flesh of her upper body. Extending from the top end of her spinal column is a large bony horn that cranes slightly upward, running about the length of her head. Her teeth are sharp and pointed like a crocodile's, and her dark, sunken eyes burn with a hunger for human flesh.
Ooh.
Pretty fucking metal.
At this point, let's go ahead and make a cool roll to set the initiative order.
Just by the way,
Cool.
Okay. How cool can I be in this situation? Pretty cool.
I like to think that failure of it is like because I'm compelled to come to it. There is probably some like portion of it that's not to do harm to it.
Definitely.
Awesome. So we got 5 from David. We got a 7 from Jeff. We got an 8 from Wyatt, which is the same. A 9 from Jason. All right, here is the cool roll. First is coming from the 2 wild stallions, which will operate in unison. All right. That is a solid 1. And then here is the cool roll from Waynilde, Maiden of the Pastures. A 7.
You said go before.
but we go at the same time.
Yep.
Do you have any? What's your cool rating?
+1.
+1. You will go before the unicorn.
Not very cool. unicorn.
Nope.
Yep. So let me just put you guys in order here, and we will. 8, 7, 5. Cool. Yeah. So it is. The horses are kind of in that aggressive stance again, kind of plowing their hoods. Hannah and Holly are not here, so I'll go ahead and remove them. And Wayne Niled is just standing in a kind of a defensive position. She's doing that thing that horses kind of do when they're like sizing someone up, kind of that pace, if that makes sense, with just eyes locked
Yeah.
on David. But Jason, that's you going first.
All right. In that case, he's going to grow into a full werewolf, still on all fours. And he's going to, I think, plod into this middle area here, and kind of howl, trying to, I think, intimidate to a certain degree, or I don't know. Well, let me tell you my thought process first. As I don't know that I can just charge in here and fight this. I probably should just charge in here and fight this. But I think he's a little scared because he doesn't have Hannah. So in that case, no, I'm just going to charge in here and fight this. I'm going to charge at the right hand horse.
Awesome. Cool.
And I'm going to try to kick some ass. Kick some ass. Excellent. And
Yeah.
Sweet.
so that's 5 damage. I'm going to choose to do. Well, actually, let me review the things real quick. No, I will. I will go ahead and do 10 damage. I'll double my harm.
Cool. So here's the thing. Beyond the fact that they're here and they seem to have some protective instinct or perhaps some unnatural love for the creature that they're in front of, at the end of the day, they are just kind of bewitched normal horses. And in your werewolf form, they stand no match for you. In one fell swoop with 10 harm in one go, you eviscerate this horse and it is destroyed. Cool. So that will move us now down the line to Wyatt.
Sweet. All right. So yeah, having seen he did that, I don't want this thing getting a hold of David. So my first instinct is just to step in front of him and raise the magnum handed to me by Jason and take a pot shot at the unicorn.
Excellent. Hit me up with a kick some ass.
All right. Here we go. Let's try to kick some ass, bud. Oh, and I do.
Sweet.
That's 3 damage.
3 damage. You hit the unicorn straight in the head, like a shot that ought to, like a shot that would put a horse down. But Wayniled, Wyatt is no normal horse. This is the maiden of the pastures. Your shot seems to irritate her, but you get the impression it has had very minimal effect as it pinks, grazes her diamond-like hide.
Well, that's not great, but all right.
Also,
Stand
by
by
the
my
way,
decision.
but you got 10 plus, so you get to choose another effect in which.
Oh, I'm gonna give that +1 to Jeff.
Okay,
Okay.
sweet. Jeff, it is your go.
I have a quick question. Because I don't know if you'll allow it or not. If I recall correctly, we know that like cold iron would work on this, right?
Yeah, cold iron, if you recall, works on phase, and according to the monster manual, unicorns are classed as fey.
Although we don't know about this particular uniform.
Yeah, and David did have some information regarding what unicorns' weaknesses were.
which are
Well, it said that their silver blood in an earlier edition was an homage to their original weakness, which was silver.
okay.
Yeah, and I have something for that.
I don't think I have any silver on me. So I think. Let me think what I want to do here. How about I got a +1. Something. I don't know what to use it for.
Help David. I don't know. Help Jason. Or attack something.
I mean, I guess sure. I guess I'll use my here. I'll use my helping hand. Oh, where is it?
Yeah, give that plus to Jason so we can tear something out.
Jason, you got this. You're a
Awesome.
wolf. They're a horse.
Hell
Excellent.
yeah. How?
So Jason gets the power of the heart, and it moves to Waynild's turn. Interestingly enough, it ignores the werewolf that just ripped apart its lover, its companion, its protector, who knows. Its singular focus is on David. Unfortunately, Wyatt, it can't get to David because you have done an expert job defending him. So Waynild chooses to move through you if she has to.
Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. But I gotta
She's
protect my
going to
cousin.
she is going to use one of her monster moves. And it is this one.
Heart-piercing strike. Oh, okay. Okay.
Here comes her tough roll.
Here we go.
Yikes. Oh.
Okay. So her horn, she rams you in a headbutt. Her horn misses your heart, thankfully, but you do suffer 3 harm, intimate, messy, ignore, armor.
Okay, so that puts me pretty injured. I am unstable.
Yep.
Not. I think that once you get to past 3, you're passed out, right?
No.
No.
I
just
don't
need
think that's
medical
how we've
attention.
been playing it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Or
anyways,
healing magics or
but
something.
I am
Yeah.
unstable, so I'm not doing well. So I only got 2 left. So if this thing hits me again, I'm dead. I'm dead for sure.
Well, if it hits you again, you're just dying.
Oh, yeah.
To where you need medical attention.
Yeah. All right, David.
Oh, yeah.
It is your go. Now, despite your thinking, you did roll high enough that you're not taking any negatives against Waynild. Thank goodness.
Yeah, so after stabbing my cousin, I'm gonna go up and stab her with my silver dagger.
Excellent.
Whew.
Awesome. Waynild shrieks in pain. The silver seems to be super effective at piercing her supernatural armor. David, how much harm you inflict upon her?
It's default 1.
Default 1, but that is a default 1 that goes through. You have definitely got her attention. She's not used to prey that attacks back. However, getting in that close, she nips you. And as described before, she does not have horse teeth. These are like crocodile-like teeth. So she does deal you 2 harm, intimate, messy. That is mitigatable by armor, but that is 2 harm
So
coming your way.
I'll have 1 harm.
All right, and with that, we get the wild stallion. Seeing that, like the biggest threat to the thing they are supernaturally compelled to protect and cater to is this werewolf who just ripped apart its, its companion. This wild stallion is going to charge you, much like the horses at the other one. It does a forceful charge, knocking you prone, but deals damage that probably means nothing in your werewolf state. So
Right.
we'll just gloss over that, but we will need a cool roll for you to. Cool.
So I get back up.
Here go. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a thing that's very dangerous, which is long time ago when we were playing this, I took the alternate weird move, No Limits, because I cannot actually do magic. I can't really help with magic things, but I can make myself do some pretty crazy things. So I'm going to run over here to Waynild, and I'm rolling No Limits. In which case, I'm basically going to try to increase my my harm of her by making myself just hit harder.
Excellent. Love it.
So on a 10 plus, it happens to the limits of physical possibility, which means I could like carry a car or like I could do crazy things, but I can't like fly or anything.
Gotcha.
And on a 7 to 9, I still do it, but I take a harm, or I take a negative basically, which is I could take a harm, I could take a -1 forward, or I might have to rest. And then if I miss, something goes horribly wrong.
Okay.
But I am going to use the +2 that Jeff gave me on this. And whew, yep, needed that.
Okay. So you do it, but there's a consequence.
So I will take a harm, which is unmitigatable.
Okay.
As I probably hurt myself on her diamond hide. And in this case, I will kick some ass.
Okay. Sweet.
And I just get a regular partial success.
Okay. And what are, with your natural weapons and stuff like that, what are the tags that you have on those?
I have so my base. I'll tell you the base, and then I'll tell you what I have extra. So I do 5 damage, hand, but I also have an extra like tag that allows ignore armor.
Okay.
It's not magic, so it's mundane essentially.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to give it that extra punch.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I will say her diamond-like hide, that armor has the magic tag. Like, it needs magic to go through it. So the ignores armor won't work. It will still mitigate some of it, but with as much as you're doing, you can't soak all of it. You know.
I guess technically I'm willing to take. I'll even say I'm willing to take more harm if my my no limits roll is to try to penetrate her armor.
Yeah, I'll make you a little devil's bargain here, Charles.
Yeah, sure.
I will let you penetrate her armor, deal the full brunt of your attack, which will be significant, I can only assume. However, in so doing, she'll get the opportunity to attack. Normally, that heart-piercing strike can only happen on her turn when she kicks some ass. But if you want to make this bargain, you can deal your full rate of damage, but you risk a heart-piercing strike from her.
Sure, I'll take it.
All right, let's do it. So how much harm are you dealing, Waynild?
I am dealing 5.
Excellent. She screams in pain. This is a huge blow to her. She kind of even drops down to a knee. But as she kind of regains her footing, that's where the heart-piercing strike comes in.
Mhm.
And let's get that tough. All right, so just 3 harm.
Done.
Misses your heart, but
It ignores armor. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
I was like, I have armor, but yeah, unmitigatable. Cool.
all right. Waynell took a big hit, but Charles took some damage in return. Wyatt, you're up, bud.
All right. Well, am I like dangling from her forehead? Or did
You're
she
not.
knock me down?
The horn is not that long,
okay.
and like she uses it in a very like strategically, right? Like
Okay, so she just stabbed me and pulled away, so I'm not like dangling
Exactly.
from it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so he was able to breach her her hide, right?
mhm.
Can I stick the magnum into the front of the wounds and fucking blow her like fucking just blow that fucker up like close range?
You can definitely try.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So is that like a kick some ass roll or what are we looking at?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Oh!
All right. Excellent roll. Tell me what happens there, Wyatt.
So she whirled around and attacked Jason, and I kind of, being just like full of adrenaline right now, and essentially fighting for his life, he's gonna leap onto her back, and while he's holding on, just jam the magnum into one of the wounds, one of the claw wounds that Charles set going, and I'm gonna fire the gun. In doing so, though, the gun goes flying across the room. There's no way I could hold on to that. Just being realistic. That
You're like
fucker's gone.
riding a horse.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
just goes
with
flying
the
off. So I'm no longer holding the gun anymore. But it.
with the advanced success, what bonuses do you want?
So I don't have advanced success, or I don't have advanced for kick some ass, but I can get I get 1 extra effect for a 10 plus.
Yep.
I want to inflict terrible harm, so add an additional.
+1 harm.
Yeah.
All right, and
So
that
would
is
be
a total
4.
of 4.
If it goes to the armor, but
Yeah, I think because of your description, like, and the fact that you're willing to lose the gun, that sounds like a good devil's bargain to me.
yeah. And I'll probably take
yeah.
some damage while I'm at it. Probably take 1 or 2
Yeah.
just from falling off the horse afterwards.
Yeah, you do. You take as it kind of throws you off. It kind of gives you the donkey kick with its back hooves. It's not terrible though. It's only 1 harm, and it is mitigatable by armor, so you might not even suffer anything.
Yeah, I don't
but
suffer anything.
That's
I'm
what
good to
happened.
go there. Oh,
Cool.
so I go flying. I'll just say I'm like right on this side now, Blech, right there,
Awesome.
because I fell off the horse.
Yeah. Jeff, you are up.
All right. Well, I could try to do some damage, but I think I am going to try to inspire and help the power of heart. David, you can do this.
Awesome.
You
I'll
can
be right
overcome this. Oh.
Sweet. +2 to David on his next go. Excellent thinking. It is now the unicorn's turn. You all are a bit surprised, right? It just got shot through its armor by Wyatt. It just got annihilated through its armor by Jason's attack. But it doesn't register you two. It doesn't seem to care about you. It is so focused on David. And David, coming face to face this close with it, you like intrinsically know, like, you're still being pulled towards it, and you just get this sense this thing has called upon you to feast. It is going to heart-piercing strike. Here's the tough roll, David.
Oh,
Okay.
goddamn!
That is 3 harm, unmitigatable, as it skewers you, trying to put you down. It'll deal with the others once you're done. It needs you stopped, so it has food. David, you're
Yeah.
up.
Okay, so what do I have helping me out?
Yeah, +2 to whatever action you choose to take.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a stabby, stabby, stab again. Right on her.
Use your sword now, man. You got there's wounds.
Yeah, but it's not made of silver.
True. Woo!
Nice.
That means you get an extra damage too.
Yeah, so default's 1 silver, and then I'll have it do +1 harm, and I'll give +1 forward to who's ever next in initiative.
Jason.
I'll
I
be
think.
Jason.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, like unlike the other things you see that like Jason really had to work with it. Wyatt had to get in like her skin to shoot her. Your silver cuts through her flesh as if it were butter. She's starting to bleed this silver ichor that's littering the forest floor, and yeah, she seems in bad shape. The stallion behind, seeing what is happening to the love of this creature's life, is going to charge Jason with a forceful charge. And its charge deals 2 harm, which is mitigatable by your armor, so I take that as thou wilt. But it does knock you prone. And then it is Jason.
He doesn't notice as he pushes himself back up.
Excellent.
He can get trampled all day. And so I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna same deal as before. I think I'm trying to actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something else. I am going to try to grapple this thing.
Wayniled?
Yeah, Wayniled.
Okay.
Which is basically just a normal success if I do it.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll call that a tough roll.
Well, to kick some ass, because like
Okay.
under kick some ass, there's if you get a success,
Oh,
you
the
can
hold
do-
in place.
you force them where you want them, kind of thing.
Mhm. Okay.
And I think that's kind of what I want to do.
Oh, but you can still do your damage though, right?
I think so. Well, I'm willing to not do my damage.
Oh, okay.
Is-
If you can move.
Yeah,
to-
I think it's dependent on what you roll. Like if you are able to choose one or more effect, you could do the damage and hold them. Or I'm cool if you're like, if you roll a 7 through 9 or whatever, to be like I hold them, I'll forego the damage. This.
Yeah, I would like to forego the damage if I roll a 7 to 9, just to that way can because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hold its head, and
To stop it from.
to stop it from stabbing people. Yeah.
Excellent. Yep. All right, let's roll it.
And that
Cool.
was a +1 because I forgot to add it in there. Sorry.
An 8. Yeah, so
Yeah.
still a mixed success. So we'll say there's no damage on the attack, but you are doing it. It will not be able to do its heart-piercing strike on its turn.
Okay.
Excellent. Wyatt, you are up now. Gunless.
Mm-hmm. I will. He'll pull his 9mm out, which is the only weapon he has left, and he'll try to do the same thing, like, but just from the side now, just sticking it into its flank where he shot before, and trying to do the same thing. Yeah, here we go. Kick some ass. Woo!
8. Cool. Yeah, so how much damage do you deal with that?
It's a 9mm, so 2 close, loud.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah, so you pop, fire into it. Some may have kind of hit,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
I
know,
figured.
with the recoil of the 9mm, there's some that kind of ping against the diamond hide. As it's, because you're close range with it, as it's trying to buck the grapple free, right?
Yeah, I get booted.
It is unsuccessful in doing so, but with that mixed success, it will take a nip at you, Wyatt. as it's trying to free itself, and you will take 2 harm from its crocodile-like teeth.
I
But
can
that is
mitigate.
It is
I can
mitigatable?
mitigate-
Okay.
And I can mitigate one of them, by the way.
Oh, you can? How
Yeah,
so?
I made a move way back in the very beginning of this fight called "What Could Go Wrong," and I
Mhm.
can
Oh, okay.
reduce someone's harm by 1.
Oh,
Cool.
well, yeah, that helps me out, bud. Thank you very much.
I just don't
Sweet.
want you to
There you
fall
go.
prone.
I think you just kind of reached over and shoved me out of the way so I don't get bit.
or I just fucking bumped the unicorn. Whatever.
Yeah,
yeah,
you grab
yeah.
its mane so
Either
it
way.
can't bite me.
And Jeff, it is your turn.
All right. David, right through the heart. Come on, man. Finish it. And I will give David some heart to finish the job.
Excellent. David gets +2 on his next turn. Going to the unicorn, it is going to attack, but before it does, it's going to roll a tough to try to throw off the grapple. It still won't be able to do heart-piercing strike. That's been eliminated this turn, but it will still be able to bite or kick. And if it frees itself, it'll be free to use that move on the next go. So here's the tough roll, looking for a success.
Ooh!
No, it is still grappled, unable to use that move next turn. However, Wyatt, because you're the one who has been shooting at it and it can't really reach Jason well, it does nothing, ignoring you, biting David, who needs to go down so that the creature may feed.
No!
2 harm. That it is mitigatable by armor, but 2 harm is coming your way.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, by the way, David?
I'm doing fine. You guys are taking all the hits.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good too.
I have 2
I'm
harm
on what
left.
they call in the MOBA world a carry.
I'm bleeding very badly, and if I don't get stable soon, I'm gonna pass out. So, all
Yeah,
right.
well.
Yeah, I'm a
All
tank.
right. Well, there we go. Ooh.
David, you're up.
All right, one more time.
Right through the heart.
Finish it, David.
No, not in my black heart.
Yes! What a roll!
Excellent.
Holy shit. Damn.
So what are you doing with that 14 success, David?
All right, so I think the attack, like I really like everything going on around me. I just like feel the energy coursing through me and through this dagger, and the attack inflicts double the normal harm.
Excellent. And it normally does 1 harm, right?
Yeah, one by itself. Yeah.
Cool. So
Wait, don't you get to add +1 because it's over 10? So would that be 4 or would that be 2?
Well, so because I got plus 12, I am picking one of the advanced kick some ass things.
which is double rather than +1,
Yeah.
which would be the same. Yeah.
Okay.
If I could suggest, because it's the same, you might want to pick like completely hold the advantage, so everyone gets a +1.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that seems better.
Okay. So I'll tell
Or
you
you
what. I'll-
suffer no harm at all.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna suffer any harm.
Yeah, so you deal the harm again. Your knife slices through it with ease. Jason, like you still maintain your grapple, but you nearly lose it as like Wayne out kind of drops onto her knees because she is not doing well. Again, the first time that her food has fought back, and she is not liking it. A solid hit from David. Yeah, you ignore any harm from her. She is far too weak to fight back. But the wild stallions go next, and they have kind of come to the realization that they're not doing much against the werewolf, so they turn to the person they think they might have some success against, and they will forceful charge Wyatt,
I knew it.
which is it's mitigatable by armor, but that is a 2 harm attack that knocks you prone.
All right, I'm down. I take the 1, and I got to roll on my turn, or I got to roll it now.
On your turn, yeah,
Okay,
you can
okay.
still act as normal, but if you fail that roll, you'll take some damage,
Oof.
which
We'll see.
could be bad. It is Jason.
Let's say I'm gonna go ahead and assume that I'll maintain this grapple, and I'll try to turn it into a help out.
Okay.
To try to help David.
Just pick it up and expose the chest.
Yeah, like I'm trying to as it's like as you say.
Put the motherfucker in a full Nelson.
Yes, basically. Well, it took a knee, right?
Yeah.
And so what I'm actually going to do is this fucking Warform werewolf is going to like pry its neck up to try to expose it.
Mhm.
Yeah, to expose its like chest area and neck. And so I'm gonna roll help out.
With the tough, right?
Not with tough, with cool.
So it would be tough, right? Because you're using your tough to do it.
So, well, I'm using my tough to maintain the grapple. That's why I'm assuming that already that already happened.
Oh, okay,
And
well,
it's
that's
already continuing. But help out is plus cool.
Oh, all right. Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, in this instance, it would sound like it'd be more tough. That's fine. You want to do cool.
Well, my thought process is that this is how cool is Werewolf Jason able to like
Yeah.
manipulate this situation,
Makes
right?
sense. Makes sense.
Hell yeah.
So on a 9, they do get a +1. However, I expose myself to danger, so I probably have to like put my arm in its mouth or
Mhm.
something to try to do this.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Your arm is kind of
It's just baller.
the reins. It is a 2 harm attack from its crocodile-like teeth, but
Mhm.
you have armor and stuff like that.
It's
I
just
suck
biting
at
the
that.
fur. It can't
You
even
deal
get
with
through
that
it.
too, as you will. Now, Wyatt, I will need a cool roll from you.
All right, man. I got to roll at least a 4 on 2 dice. Oof.
So
Cool.
cool.
You
fuck.
ignore the damage, and you
Cool
can
as
act
fuck.
accordingly.
Yeah, he's cool as fuck. Ugh. All right.
All right.
I am also gonna help out David. I'm gonna basically like I'm just gonna do a help out roll. Is what I'm gonna do. But essentially, what he's gonna be doing is helping to hold the fucking beast still, so that David can get a good strike. So that's what he's doing. So help out. Oof. There you go.
A +1 to David. Total of +2 coming his way. Jeff, you're up. bud.
I have a question. As I do have like +4 or 5 to a roll, as I've not done any yet. Since it cuts through the horse like butter, could I grab David's hands and just drag it across
Thanks,
the horse,
Danny.
or like something to like
Welcome,
basically
by
do
the way.
damage with the knife in David's hand?
I tell you what. To do it, I'll need a combination of 2 rolls. The first one will be an act under pressure to manipulate his hand, and
Perfect.
followed by a kick some ass.
Okay, I can do.
Yeah, but if those work out, yes, it happens.
Okay, here's my act under pressure.
Okay, yeah, you're able to manipulate his hand.
And now I will kick some ass with it. He's prone, right?
Sort of. It's like on a knee, and its neck is outstretched and stuff like that. Yeah.
How do I plus to kick some ass? It's not letting me. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, you pick first. You pick what you're kicking ass with, and then you add your bonuses. So it's tough, right? Woo!
Sweet.
All
So
right.
with that, how much harm are you doing? Yeah. What
I would-
bonuses are you taking?
It's a great question. How many bonuses can I take?
Do you have advanced kick some ass or just normal?
I have just normal.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, you can get 1 extra effect, which is to take a +1 forward and give +1 forward to someone else. You could do +1 harm. You could suffer no harm from this attack, or you could force them where you want them.
I think at this point, I think +1 harm, right? Like David's got +2 already coming his way, right?
Give him a +3, man. Let's see him wreck shit. This is David's chance.
Okay.
Whatever you want, +1 harm, because
Yeah,
you are
sure,
using
sure.
the silver weapon.
Yeah, I was gonna say like +2 more damage, and then if David does, 1 or 2 more damage on his roll because he's got the bonus. We could potentially do 4 damage, right?
Mhm.
All right.
So
Cool.
I think +1 harm. Yeah.
Yeah, like you've seen David's dagger do before, it slices through. Silver blood sprays everywhere. This unicorn is not doing well. Like, you could see it in its eyes. Like, this thing is close to death, but somehow it still hangs on. Its arm currently, or Jason's arm is currently in its mouth, and it's kind of trying to thrash it out so it can bite you. It can't right now, so instead it kind of weakly kicks you, which is just a 1 harm mitigatable by armor.
Which I
might do
have.
nothing.
The
Yep.
amulet. Yeah.
Yep. So it's so weak it just does nothing. But it is its turn before David gets a go. First, it will try to shake Jason off so it can use its move again if it lives that long. Let's see. No, the grapple continues. Great move. All right, so not being able to do that, I will say it's going to try to kick some ass for a bite. David, kind of throwing Jason's arm out of its mouth now. So here is a kick some ass.
Ooh.
Okay. So that will be a it'll take the +1 damage. So that is a 3 harm, which is mitigatable by armor.
Oof.
But that is its go. And David, you're up.
Finish it.
All right, so I'm at +2 or +3.
What
+2.
was it? I think it's +2, right?
It's +2. Yeah.
Okay. Let's step.
Ooh, here we go. Oh!
Nice, David. What are you choosing?
Double
Damage.
normal harm.
That is exactly what you needed to bring Way Nile, the beast,
Perfect.
the maiden of
Ah.
Pasture,
Yes.
down.
See, this is why I wanted to do extra
Yeah,
harm last
good call,
time.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
David, tell me how you end this creature's existence on this plane.
I kind of like look it in. I mean, it's a horse, so you can't look it directly in the eyes, but kind of look at one of its eyes and just like stab it right in its eye.
Nice. It's piercing its brain. As it falls to the ground, it almost dissolves into that silver blood, and you see, like, as the blood kind of hits the ground, it summons the demon. No, just kidding. It starts kind of evaporating up.
No,
It
phase 2.
resurrects Balor.
Yeah.
No.
It starts evaporating, and you kind of get the sense that whatever this creature was made up of, this fey energy, like this creature obviously got here from the other side, the wilds that you yourself have visited, and from whence it came, its remains are returning. It is destroyed, but the fight is not over. We still have one remaining stallion.
No.
Rip it in half.
What the hell
Which
is that
being-
even doing?
It is currently unharmed. It has been ignored largely to bring down the unicorn, which wasn't a bad call. However, it is still engaged in melee with Wyatt, and it will attack.
All right.
Oh. Ugh.
It will take the +1 harm for that advanced
Ooh.
success, meaning its trampling hooves, which are, if we recall, an area of effect damage, will do 2 harm well, really, it looks like probably just Wyatt in this case, but 2 harm, which is mitigatable, but 2 harm is coming your way.
Doesn't matter. I only had one remaining. I'm now dying.
Okay.
Wyatt is dying.
Somewhere Hannah's crying in her sleep.
Right.
Jason, it is your go.
I fully bodily tackle the other horse, and just
Rip it in half.
try to rip it in half. Yeah.
It's thus far it's been working
And,
pretty great.
I
Yeah.
do 10 damage to it.
Yeah. You do so with
Jesus.
ease, as is your custom. Horse
You get-
parts splatter across the clearing.
It forces so much blood back into Wyatt, he comes back to life. No.
No, so at this point, I will say the fight has concluded. You have defeated the monster, but we do have a dying Wyatt on the grounds of this ancient pre-Columbian site, and Hannah is too far away to offer any protection. It's going to be on you guys to save Wyatt's life, or this, unfortunately, Peter, might
Yep.
be the end.
Might be it.
Does this help out? Or do we do magic? David, can you heal him?
Yeah, I can try and use some magic. Hang on, let me see.
I feel like David definitely knows.
Yeah, so I'll try and like do some magic.
I'm gonna actually
So
look
yeah,
at
you can
and be
heal
like,
one arm. You can heal one harm, cure a disease, or neutralize a poison with a magic effect.
Excellent. I love this. Before you roll, David, this might be a good spot if other people feel their characters could help out in this in some way to take the help out action to give
I would love to help out.
David some, because I'll say if this roll fails, it is not looking good for Wyatt. So
Yeah.
any
I can
bonus.
also I can also help out. I just don't know necessarily.
I
what
think I
can
actually have to
do.
help out because it's not fighting a monster.
Yep.
Right.
All
So
right.
I'll probably turn back into me, and then like hold David or hold not David, hold Wyatt and try to like brush.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What happens if you
brush.
fail a help out roll?
Nothing happens.
Nothing. You just
Oh,
you just
okay.
fail.
You just didn't help. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, ooh, well there we go.
Okay.
All right.
So David using magic with a +1 weird. See what you do.
Ooh.
Wait. Oh no.
You can use a luck. You can use no.
You can to
Yeah.
You
turn
can
it into
use
a
a
12.
luck. You can use a luck. It turns into
I
a 12.
will. I'll use a luck.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. At first, David, like you've seen Hannah heal people, like you're like, I am an initiate. I know how this stuff works, and you tap into it, and it just doesn't work. And Wyatt there is on the brink of death, and in that moment where he would pass to the other side, you tap into what luck there exists in the universe, and the magic goes off, healing Wyatt at 1 harm. He's going to need medical attention. You guys are going to need to find a hospital
But
around
he
here.
is also not unstable anymore either because of that, I believe.
Yeah, he's
Sure, yeah.
stabilized.
But-
And also, what is your luck special, David?
So my luck special is something goes wrong for my sect.
Yeah, and so I will tell you what, I'm not going to handle that. That's something Peter can
Yeah.
handle in the
I got
next story.
ideas.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So yeah, we can kind of montage the rest of this. Like you guys
Yeah.
head back to the cabin. Obviously there's some concern. Like Hannah's like really worried about Wyatt, and really all of you. You've all taken some pretty
I think-
severe hits.
I think
the only one who's
maybe
taking any
we
real
need-
damage is me. David,
We
No,
need some healing.
I took
I
4.
took 4
That's
harm.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else did you
like,
do?
I
both-
took 2. I have
both,
I took 2 harm.
like when I put back on my breakaway pants and stuff, like you can see that there's big gashes in like my ribs. Like my ribs are exposed.
Oh,
To where like I will this will get infected and I will die if we don't get to a hospital the next like couple of days.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope Hannah can help mend
yeah,
some
she
of
could
that.
probably
Yeah.
do some
Yeah, she tried. She's a little hesitant because like she's seen it. Like she's tried to lay on hands before, and it's ended up
Mhm.
like killing people, like you, Jeff. So I think
Yeah.
she's a little nervous
Yep.
about it, but she'll do some magic and stuff like that to try to help. But yeah, like unfortunately, you had all these cool plans. You bought some cool stuff to enjoy this trip, but it is kind of curtailed as over the next few days in Campsville, you kind of spend the next 2 days recuperating in the hospital. But you still make it home a little worse for wear on Sunday in time for service at First Presbyterian, and that is how you spent your summer vacation. That is our
Yeah.
game.
All right.
Thank you for playing.
Nice. I like
Come
it.
on, everybody. Clap for Kyle. That was fantastic.
That was great.
Yeah, great.
Oof.
So yeah, I'm
Brutal.
cool if people want to do some rounds real quick, and then we can
Yeah.
kind of wrap stuff up. Thank you so much for playing, you guys.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna end the stream now that we're
Yeah.
done. Danny hopped
sure
on
don't
for a
want
little bit. I don't know if you're still here, Danny, or not, but
Sure you don't want to
Danny.
record rounds?
I suppose we could.
I think
Um,
No, we don't have to do
Yeah.
that
yeah, we
part.
don't gotta do that.
All right.